Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Nunzio, the CEO of Akiflow. Hello.
Hi, Christian. Thanks for having me here.
Very nice to meet you. Please tell us, what is Akiflow?
So, Akiflow is a task and calendar manager that unifies tasks and calendar into a single interface. The peculiarity is that we have a universal inbox, which means that all your tasks from different platforms can get imported automatically into the single inbox that we have in Akiflow. And you can also turn emails and Slack into tasks. So Akiflow becomes a single source of truth for everything that you have to do.
So you want to turn it more into a project management
No, we don't really
tool?
want to do project management. We believe that there's enough in the market for project management. But what is missing right now is a tool for individuals to organize their own time. The problem is in a company, often there are like multiple project management platforms and calendar events, and then people have their own tasks, and tasks arises on Slack, on emails, and during video conferences. So there is the need of a tool that helps people organize themselves,
Okay.
consolidating and collecting tasks from all over the workspace.
Yeah, I see what you mean. For myself, I created a project just with me in it to put my task into it. So I understand what you say. So what did you say is the biggest problem that you solve? Saving time, putting it all in one?
Um, yeah, I'd say at the end of the day, it's both because like if we can put everything in one place by also getting all the tasks that you have in other platforms, I'm saving, I'm making you save a lot of time because you don't have to do it manually. Anyway, if you
Mm,
want to organize yourself, you need to have a clear list of what you're gonna do today. And
yeah.
right now the list is into Asana and Trello and in the calendar, and then you receive emails, and then you have Slack messages. And with Akiflow, you save all the time that it takes to consolidate all the information into a single place.
Awesome, awesome. And what did you say are your top three features?
Well, the universal inbox is definitely what people like the most,
Mm-hmm.
uh, together with the calendar integration. So we have a fully functioning calendar that is integrated with Google Calendar. So you can drag and drop tasks into the calendar. You can do what's called time blocking, and you can basically create a visual plan inside your calendar on how your week or day is gonna look like. And with Akiflow, it's very easy because it's not creating an event into the calendar. We are actually making you play with tasks inside the calendar, which is the best representation of your time.
Yeah, I am familiar with time blocking. It's absolutely amazing, and I use it every day.
Great.
So yeah, yeah, that's really great. And do you have your own calendar, or you just imported it into Apple Calendar, Google Calendar?
We only integrate with Google Calendar at the moment, and
Okay.
no, we don't offer a calendar of our own. It
Mm,
makes no sense. Everybody has either
yeah, yeah,
Outlook or Google. We're going to
yeah,
integrate Outlook in the next few months. So our plan is to be integrated with as many platforms and tools as possible. Um, as I said, we don't want to substitute anything in your workspace. We just want to help you have everything into a single place to be more
yeah.
productive.
That's a great way of thinking. And can you share with us other integrations that you currently have, or you want to do it in the future?
We have many already, and we also have we have more than 10 integrations with like Asana, Dropbox, Trello, and Gmail, Slack, and so on. But we're adding more in the future, and we also have an integration with Zapier and if this then that. So a
Yeah.
lot of our users are creating their own integrations with APIs.
Ah, great. And what is your pricing?
We charge $15 per month, and there's a bit of a discount if you pay yearly. And actually, most of our customers they decided that the yearly plan was the best option. And but we're probably gonna change our pricing in the future because we're adding many new cool features in the next few months that will help people being even more productive.
Super, super. But let's say a company, like the example you mentioned, people see that they need the Akiflow for their own tasks, and the company sees that I don't know, 50 people use Akiflow for their own tasks, and the company needs to pay for that. Do you also offer an enterprise plan or planning on doing something like that? because
Uh,
people are not going to pay from their own pockets for the task,
yes,
right? Especially
of
those in big
course.
companies, I think. Maybe in a startup or as a freelancer, it makes sense. But I was curious to know about
We
how
have
you think.
a few teams that are using Akiflow, even though we
Mm.
don't have features for teams yet. We're adding them in the future. But and then of course the companies we give a bit of bulk discounts if for companies with more than like 5 or 10 licenses. But we still don't have a proper enterprise plan yet. Uh, but yeah, next year there's gonna be a lot of new features. Also a couple of things that will make people work better in teams, and we'll come up with a new model.
Happy for you. And also so that you have the alternatives in your footer and how you compare with them. Maybe you can walk us through that.
So there's a lot of other applications in the space, of
Yeah.
course, and to be honest, we don't really look at our competitors as a problem. All of us platforms in the space, we're kind of approaching the productivity problem from a slightly different angle, but in productivity it makes a huge difference. So there are apps that are more focused on tasks, apps that are more focused on calendar. We're a little bit in the middle, but many apps are more like focused on integrations or automations or AI
Yeah.
that automatically organizes your time. So there's a lot of us, but the space is still so empty, and no one is a winner. I don't believe there's gonna be a winner because we also kind of chose a specific approach to make people faster and to solve the productivity problem. Um, so um, so yeah, I mean it's great to see that the space is getting very crowded, and we weren't even the first one to, of course, to move in the space. There has been like apps for uh, decades right now, but I feel like the approach that we have is an approach that works really well, considering like with the teams in 2022 and in the future, because on of how we look uh, at the workspace and how the workspace is actually evolving. So there's more and more applications. Every team wants to use their own tools, and we kind of help teams and companies that have people more productive because it's just easier to organize yourself if you have a tool like Akiflow.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you start the company?
We started in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we went through YCombinator in summer 20. It was a little bit of a different product. Actually, we were building something different, and we launched the current version of Akiflow in June last year. So it's yeah, less than 2 years where actually we have this product out, and it's going pretty well. We keep growing. We have a lot of customers, and we keep improving the product. We release a new update almost every month. Actually, we just released an update today. It's going live in a few minutes. Um, and yeah, that's it. We'll keep working on new integrations and whatever. We talk a lot with our customers, so we know what they want and how to make the product better. It's just a matter of time, and
Yeah.
we also grew as a team, so we're gonna be faster in building the product in the next few years.
And did you change the idea completely, or did you just pivot for a bit?
I'd say we changed the idea completely. We were building a product. It was a command line interface to control online apps. So I
Mm.
could create an event on Google Calendar or create a task on Asana or a card on Trello just from an interface similar to Spotlight. And
Okay.
so we had no calendars, there wasn't a task management systems. But what we noticed is that there wasn't really an opportunity for us in that specific direction, but we noticed that people were using that software uh, because there wasn't a software like the current version of Akiflow in the market.
Ah, okay.
So a lot
Yeah.
of people were using it to move tasks into their calendars or move information from one place to another. So we decided that after talking to many of them, hundreds of users actually, we decided that there was a better opportunity in building a different kind of productivity app.
Yeah. And how big is your team right now?
We're a little bit more than 10 people, most of them software developers. we just hired a few people to build the mobile apps, and we're launching the web version soon, and we have a lot to build still. So it's a little bit more than 10 people right now.
I'd love to hear your backstory before Akiflow, what you did, your career.
Yeah. So I started as a software developer, and then I worked for a startup for a couple of years. And then with my co-founder Sebastiano, and another co-founder, we decided to come to India and set up a software development company. We then basically worked as an agency in Italy and India for 8 years. We were building cool products and startups. We're doing a lot of marketing activities, and then we decided we wanted to do something more scalable and that we were really passionate about. So we left the agency and we started to build Akiflow.
A lot of great SaaS companies starting from agencies, so that's awesome. Would you recommend Y Combinator to other founders?
Definitely, definitely. That was a life-changing experience, and definitely the most valuable 3 months of the past several years.
Wow, happy for you. And what do you think was the biggest challenge founding Akiflow?
I mean, we were facing challenges constantly. I think as a founder, and especially because I've been an entrepreneur before, probably the most difficult thing was changing perspective on where to look for success. While, when you're building a standard company, every step that you take is kind of a step forward,
Yeah,
and you can measure growth by, you can see every day that you're going ahead. With a startup, you gotta be used to measure the amount of things that you manage to get done, and knowing that most of them are gonna be in the wrong direction, or they're not gonna have the same impact, the impact that you expect, but eventually you're gonna make it. And
yeah,
it's really a marathon. Like you have to change mentality from like a sprint to basically a marathon, where like a lot of things are not gonna work, but it doesn't matter, because if you keep pushing, eventually it's gonna work.
yeah. So, and of course, some patience.
A lot of patience, yeah.
What's your favorite software?
I really like Slack. Yeah, we use it extensively in the company for a lot of things. Basically, most of our work happens on Slack. We get information from outside of the company into Slack. We interact with our customers. We talk about features. We do brainstorming. We do most of our work in Slack. We have a lot of integrations, and yeah, I think that's my favorite tool, of course, other than Akiflow.
Yeah. And are you also an investor?
I'm doing some angel investing in startups.
That's awesome. And I know it's something a key lesson that you learned from doing this.
Sorry, I couldn't
Something
hear
that you
you.
learned, angel investing. I don't know. Maybe you can share with us
Uh,
some story or.
yes, yes. Well, I mean, it's a really fun activity, to be honest, because you get to have a chat and keep meeting people who are building great stuff, and so you keep learning. I mean, I learn a lot. I learn about new businesses and things I would have never thought about. I get to meet amazing founders. Um, so yeah, I mean, the few things that I learned, and I mean, the most important one is that it's just about the team. Like, if the team is good, then there's a chance. Otherwise, everything else doesn't really matter.
Wow, that's deep. But yeah, it's really important. Okay, is there anything else that you want to tell us today?
No, but everyone can try Akiflow on akiflow.com. We have a week of free trial, and we have a pretty big community. It's growing on Slack, where we exchange tricks about productivity and all the information that we can find, and and also we interact a lot with our customers and users to build a better product. So everybody is really welcome to join, and then I'll be happy to have a chat with anyone who wants to try the tool and wants to talk about productivity.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for helping the community.
Thank you so much, Christian. It was a pleasure. Take care.